Hey, what's up, everybody? How's it going today? So I just had a little bit of free time this Saturday afternoon again, so I thought I'd get on here, maybe just hang out, chit chat a little bit. There was a topic of conversation I wanted to get into this week, and since everybody's been talking about it with movies, I kind of wanted to talk about it from a different aspect, and that's from a video gamer. And how all of our entertainment, nowadays is getting to be very pricey. So I feel like we need to be a little more picky on what we get for our hobbies, but rather than rebuying things over and over and all that. So I want to get into that in a little bit, but I'm going to jump into the chat real quick because we got a good handful of people in here today. Thank you guys. I know there's like so much stuff you could be doing on a Saturday. So let's see who we got. We got Movie Hunter. How's it going, dude? Thanks for being in here. We got Tony, Basement Blues. How's it going, my friend? Hope you're doing well today. We got 80s Made. Chris, how you doing, buddy? Thanks for popping in. Loved your stream this morning. It's like one of the best ways to start a Saturday off, my friend. I have a good time. Pretty much like I don't have Saturday morning cartoons anymore. I got 80s Made live stream. So got some highs back and forth. Corey, how's it going? How's it going, dude? And of course, Corey has his Friday afternoon lunch streams. So I kind of got the idea of between him and 80s Made to just go ahead and maybe start doing something during the daytime a little bit. And then I realized last weekend when I did it, I actually have people subscribe to the channel that's probably more readily available on a Saturday afternoon. So I figured, hey, why not? I'm available for about an hour or so. So let's pop in here and do it. JPRPH1. Greetings, shared out and left a like. I have to take off in a bit though. Have a great stream. Thanks, man. You may have already maybe gone. That was a couple minutes ago, but thanks for popping in. Thanks for sharing it out. I do appreciate it. I do. Hey, Mom, how's it going? I know I didn't even tell you I was going to do it. I just kind of decided to do it last minute, just about. I wasn't entirely sure I was going to, but I figured, hey, why not? I have some games I want to show off as well. I don't really show off the games as much either. So, Smirk, how's it going? How you doing today, my friend? Yeah, I want to get on, show off some of the games I've recently got. And I wanted to talk about something in the news this week that kind of harkens back to just the cost of physical media and the ever-growing increase in price, but not necessarily the increase in price. So I want I want to talk about that a little bit, and I want to give my perspective on it because I have talked about how things are expensive and how I'm a frugal buyer. I've always been a frugal buyer like my entire life. I got a job at 16, but I was making money at 13, 14, 15, buying video games, buying movies, finding any which best deal I could to do so. So, I've always been one of those ones looking for a good deal. And that's not going to change. But I think it's going to get just a little bit harder to be frugal and not like I think even the frugal price and the sale price is coming down to close to what I was comfortable on a sale price. So and that's just because I think people are starting to realize that having things physically in your hand is just the best way to go. I mean, these things you cannot experience Terrifier on a VHS digital. I mean, you might be able to. Somebody may upload a VHS copy of it. I am not opening my copy. I'm one of those guys. But I've never seen the films. But either way, you can't own these. You can't own a VHS cut of this film in 4:3, mind you. You can't own that digitally, at least not yet. I can own it physically. They can't come and take that away from me, even if the movies get canceled in a couple years because they're too grotesque or whatever. So I feel like there's a lot more people that are getting into that mindset, and I've noticed that a lot of my movie friends don't really dabble their toe in with video games or don't really understand the video game aspect of it and think that all video games have went digital, and that's not the case. I have over 100 physical disc-based games on my PlayStation 5. And let's say 100 games. I would say 75% of those need zero internet to boot right up off the disc and play the full game. The other 25% isn't because it's either because the majority of the game is played online anyways and you play with your friends and that's just the aspect of the game. So that's whatever. That's just like a genre of game now, online only. And then you have you have I don't know, you have ones that they don't finish the game correctly before they put it out to sell it to you. And my movie friends don't get that. They just say, "Oh, well, if you have to download most of the game, why buy it on disc?" We wouldn't have to download most of the game if they didn't ship the game broken. And I don't think a lot of my movie friends understand that they're selling us broken games on day one. And we pre-order them 3 and 6 months, even sometimes years out in advance. And I've been trying to tell my movie friends, hey, pump the brakes a little bit on pre-ordering all your movies. Because you pre-order them and then you get them and you need a disc replacement. And the price of the movies going up. The price of video games already went up, and they're going to continue to go up according to the news this week. So the news this week that got me was the Grand Theft Auto 6, maybe $100 for the base price of the game. Now, look, I took a step back from hardcore video game collecting when the PlayStation 5 come out. I pre-ordered the console. I pre-ordered the new Xbox. I had me a couple games for each one, some memory cards, whatever, SSDs, hard drives, that kind of deal. All the extra accessories, headsets, all that kind of stuff. I had all that ready to go because I knew that my PlayStation 4 games or my Xbox One games just kind of rolled over and played. Just like with 4K discs, when you bought the 4K player, you knew all your Blu-rays and your DVDs just rolled over and played. So we are at least in that scenario in the world where the companies are like, hey, we have to let the old stuff play or we're going to get heat for that. But when the PlayStation 5 come out and the new Xbox come out, the new series consoles, they came without disk drive variants. And and that isn't because people don't want discs for their consoles. I actually have people in my life, friends that I know in real life that have said, hey, I have this digital PS5 and I really wish I didn't buy it. They're upset that they bought it because in the long run, they realize they've had less opportunity to get good deals on their video games. They're locked behind the Sony storefront that Sony controls the price of the games. Now, movies are way more widely available digital than video games are. And we're paying good money for our movies for them to be, a glitch here, a glitch there. At least a replacement disc is easy. With video games, they don't replace your disc. You're just stuck with that busted disc. What they do is they send an update to your console, and sometimes it's the entire game rewrote. It is. And that's the issue we have with it. So now they want to get to the point where they basically want to get to scaling prices for video games. And I feel like we're getting to scaling prices for movies, where when you go to the store, some new release 4Ks are $24.99, some are $27.99, and some are $29.99 for standard Amaray case movies. When you go into Walmart and you buy your video games, you have different price tags. You have $40 price tags, $50 price tags, $60 price tags, and $70 price tags. And it used to be that your base games were $40. Like, you would get your indie, more smaller style games for $40. And then you would get your full price AAA games for $60. Well, when the PS5 come out, Sony said, no, games cost more than they used to. Your base game is now $70. Okay, well, base games were not really $60. Now, this is something that some people may not realize if they're not really in the know for the video games, but your base game was $60. And then you had an expansion pass or a season pass or whatever. It started with PC when they did expansion passes. So basically, you get your game for $60, and then you get your expansion pass or your season pass for $40. So a game's already $100 to get it complete. That's when I decided I was going to take a couple steps back and maybe focus on collecting movies, because it had been a long time since I was really hardcore into collecting movies. Like, I'd always went to Walmart and looked at the new releases and, bought a Blu-ray here or there. I was buying a movie or two a month, maybe 3. If I went thrifting for games, I might buy a Blu-ray or a DVD. I wasn't really hardcore. I got a lot more hardcore into movies when my video games decided that they were going to basically be $100. And now they want to set the precedent for games starting at $100, plus a season pass, plus a year 2 pass, plus all these microtransactions for your characters, for your online character skins and all that. I think it's becoming a scary precedent. I don't want to be negative about it, because you can still find really good deals. And if you buy your disc-based consoles, which I've always bought my consoles disc-based. I bought my PS5 disc-based. I traded that console in to get the slim console because I needed one that kind of fit my entertainment center better. Plus, it has a detachable disc drive. And I actually like that, because if the disc drive goes bad, it's just the one piece I have to replace. And I'm trying to be super duper positive in the fact that Sony sells a detachable standalone Blu-ray disc drive. When they brought the PlayStation 5 Pro out, that same disc drive that worked for your PlayStation 5 Slim works for your Pro. So I'm just hoping, hey, PlayStation 6 comes out, boom, your disc drive, you continue to take that with you along with your discs. I'm trying to be optimistic about it, guys. And that's why I want to take a step back, because, a lot of people stopped pre-ordering their video games, and they're waiting until either they're released and their bugs are fixed, or they just buy it digital and they know their updates are going to be thrown to them. And we don't want to buy digital, right? We want to keep our discs. We want to keep our physical things in hand for our movies and our games. So I'm going to jump back into the chat because I see it's been popping off a little bit. Thanks, Mom. Thanks for the little $2 super sticker. I love it. I appreciate it. Let's see, we got some other ones. Oh, hey, Stacy, how's it going? I have never seen that one. Um, how did I miss? Oh, there we go. I missed it. Laren, how's it going, buddy? Thanks for popping in, dude. I hope you're doing well this weekend. That was a few minutes ago. I got a little bit behind. I got there on that rant a little bit. Thanks. Yeah, yeah, I like it too. I got it from a big music festival. It's actually got really nice, like this isn't screen print. It's got full on nice patchwork. This is the bee's knees. It's a nice stretchy basketball jersey and it's really warm. So I can just throw it over a t-shirt in the wintertime and I can still kind of sport it. And then in the springtime I can take the shirt off, you know? FOMO keeps me from being frugal. I would like a great deal, but I also want to slip and for a steel book to not sell out. No, I totally get that, Tony. And you know, for a little while, I was kind of like, I was like, well, people need to get out of that mindset, but I'm not people. And um, hang on just a moment. Hang on just a moment. I will be right back. Sorry, guys. My wife just got home. I had to tell her I was streaming. Like I said, this was a complete impromptu. Yes, no, I totally get that, Tony. And I know when you want something, you want it. And you, sir, you have worked very hard in your life to be able to have that. Um, and and my whole thing is I just don't think there's so many people nowadays that are my age. You know, I'm 35. There's so many people my age that think that they should just have what you already have. And that's not how it works. If you're, you know, you're young and you're building your life and you still want to have nice things, you got to know what nice things to take and what nice things to miss out on. Especially if you're like me and you're building a family. I know not a lot of people that are building families are also building big old physical media collections, but you know, there's no point in going in debt for this stuff. Like I said, you know, your FOMO, you don't put yourself in debt for it. You built your life up to be able to do this in your life where you're at, you know. So I get that. But it's people that are, like I said, there is people that are my age that feel like they should have what you have, that you've worked your life for. And we're still young. We're still building it. We need to, you know, check it out. Hey now, what's up, Jesse? This is my buddy Jesse. I play board games with him quite a bit, and we watch some movies and stuff together too. Yeah, totally just telling people to buy board games instead. But I found that board games are pretty darn expensive as well. I mean, you can get like 2 movies for the price of a board game. So I don't know, but board games you get a lot of fun time out of. I don't think I've played one with you guys yet that's shorter than about 90 minutes, which is great. Which is great. I love it. You can only watch one ever again and can't watch the other two. Pick one you can watch again. Ghostbusters, Fletch, Vacation. Thanks. Probably Ghostbusters because I love Ghostbusters, and I mean Vacation's all right, but I didn't really grow up watching Vacation like that, and I have not seen Fletch. He'd be more scary blown up because then he could step on you too. I'm older and remember when VHS prices to buy were $80+. The last 15 years have been the cheapest pricing in media. I found the norm was 35 US still, and if I import it 50 is still. Yeah, that's why I say, like, I don't really think it's really that bad. I think that most people at this, I think what it is it's new people that got into collecting from like 2020 on. I mean, I've never shown it off. Maybe that's something I need to do so that way people kind of know how I collected and when my big boom for collecting was. My big boom for collecting was during 3D Blu-ray. I have 3D Blu-rays over on my shelf that I bought at Walmart. Like this realization that people are coming to right now where it's like, oh, physical media is expensive and I can't afford to do this. And look, I kind of came to that when I was walking out of Walmart with a box of diapers underneath my arm and 3 brand new 3D Blu-rays, and I spent like $125 because 3D Blu-rays were 30 or 35 bucks a piece for like them really nice lenticular slipcovers, and I didn't care. And I was getting like a box of diapers with 3 Blu-rays. I was like $125, and I don't get paid for 2 more weeks. Now I had money and I had 2 jobs and all that kind of thing. Like I was able to maintain, but it came to a realization that I was like, maybe I need to figure out what one movie I want to buy this week so I can buy a movie next week too, because I was on an every 2-week pay period. So I was, I wasn't thinking about it smart. I wasn't playing the long game. And now I'm playing the long game and I'm finding some of those $35 and $40 3Ds for like pennies now because nobody wants them. And I'm finding 4Ks from 2015 or 2016, 2017, 2018 for $5, $10, which is great because I started buying 4K like almost the day I could. When I bought, I've always been one of those ones where I've dipped into the format with a game console. Except for the PS2, I didn't have a PS2. I actually had a DVD player, but that's how I dipped into Blu-ray, and that's how I dipped into 4K was an Xbox One S. So when I got my first one that played 4K in 2016, I was off to the races and buying up 4Ks. And I mean, I don't have nearly as many as some people that have been only buying from 2020, but I feel like some people took that stimulus money, bought a nice TV, and bought like 300 4K Blu-rays right off the rip just to be a cool kid. But that's just me. Maybe I'm wrong. It doesn't run on gas, but you have to watch your 2 least favorite movies ever over and over again, and that will make the car drive. Do you drive your new car? No, I don't drive the new car with that because like one of my least favorite movies is Slumdog Millionaire, and I don't want to watch it again. Even though I think I'm gonna watch it again this year for my here's a plug, my 52-week movie challenge. Please go over and check that out. If I have a mod in the chat that can share the link to that list on my letterbox, I have a 52-week movie list going on for it was set up by my buddy Huck over at Huck's Pop Culture. Someone could probably share that as well. I will probably try to watch Slumdog Millionaire again because one of the challenges this year is to give a movie you dislike another chance. And that's always the one that comes to my mind first and foremost of disliking. Because I don't really dislike a lot of movies. I'm a pretty easygoing guy and understand that every piece of art has its own fan base. So it's really hard for me to choose 2 movies because I really only have that one movie that I dislike. Seeing these higher prices really don't worry me that much, but then again, I am buying for packaging. The blues and 4Ks and Amaray cases are still cheap in my opinion. Oh yeah, very, very true. Very true. My only issue is the price is kind of going up, and I'm not able to go to the store and actually see the product in hand that I'm spending the money on. And I don't have the best delivery guys. And I hate to be that way. I hate to talk about somebody and them not doing their job well, but my stuff comes so damaged sometimes. And I have to drive 45 minutes one way to drop my UPS packages back off to return a damaged product. As far as I have figured out, if I can figure out any other way to return my busted stuff, I'd buy so much more stuff offline. But then again, I'm just thinking about possibly making a once-a-month trip to orbit. So I am making one to orbit in about 2 weeks. So in 2 weeks, I will probably not be doing a live stream like this. If my wife is cool with it, I might do a live stream straight from my phone. It'll be in like the 9:16 mode, but that's the only way they allow you to do them when you're live streaming from your phone. But I might do that in store, maybe, if the guys don't mind. I hate to do it and not ask. Scolder, how's it going, dude? I know that was like almost 10 minutes ago. I'm sorry, guys. I get to chat and get on that rant. I ain't even answered like many questions. I've just been chit-chatting. Holland, now it's official. What's going on, my guy? I hope you're well today. Jamie, Nice to see you again. She was over on 80s this morning. We all know where to start our day off. We start with 80s. Some of us, myself, we rolled over to Master Chaos and checked out the new Vinegar Syndrome releases. They're I am kind of interested in Carpenter. I'm wondering if I can take and add that to my existing order, but if I do that, God, I'm ready for my subscriber week box to get here already. I'm seeing people get theirs and I want mine. I got some good stuff in there and I want to do a live stream. I'm wanting to do a live stream with my buddy Jordan over at the Movie Den and maybe another friend of mine that it's going to be a special mystery guest if he says yes. It will be great because I don't want to put nobody on the spot. I did ask him and he said he was interested in doing it. But you know, I want to be careful as to mention. Collecting isn't a race, it's a hobby that takes years to build and appreciate over 25 years of. Yes, yes. I mean, I have so my DVD collection, basically I started collecting DVDs. That's kind of how I started. Because when I got a job, um that's when Blu-rays were out. When I got my first job was about the time that Blu-rays were coming out. I got my first job in 2006. And Blu-rays and HD DVDs were a la carte the new thing. And so I have HD DVDs and I have lots of Blu-rays. Like I was major Blu-ray guy. But I started collecting DVDs because I was doing, side work in high school and wanting to get, the nice things. Like I have the Texas Chainsaw Massacre remake still. That's probably one of my earliest DVDs that I still have, the one that comes with the metal plate and it opens all up and it has the chainsaw. I have the movie on Blu-ray. I'll buy it on 4K when it comes out. I'm not getting rid of that DVD. It stays here. Um and I don't get jealous over people wanting to spend, hundreds of dollars on a big collector's edition for something that came out now when I know that they'll come out with a standard edition of that same movie. They're going to want to sell it to guys like me that want to buy the 4K for 30 or 35 bucks rather than 150 to 250 for a big collector's edition. I'm totally calling out the Never Ending Story. I love that big box. I'm really glad I didn't get it when I seen that some people were getting certain malfunctions, I guess, and they were just saying, "Hey, it's the material," and that's just the way that some of them were because I wasn't liking the way that some of them looked, and I'm a little picky about that. If I'm going to spend over $200 on something, I literally just upgraded my Never Ending Story DVD to Blu-ray last April, I think, when Dollar General did a big blowout and they did 50% off all their Blu-rays. I got the Never Ending Story for like $3 on Blu-ray, so I'm just going to wait for Imprint to do a standard 4K for like 30, 35 bucks and get that bad boy and be a-okay. See, I think that more people should just be like that. That's all. But I'm not judging people that want to get all that nice, big, expensive stuff because, hey, it's cool. And you're the market for it. I mean, obviously, I'm the market to buy $30 VHSs of movies that I've not seen. So we all have our things, right, guys? We all have our things. That's why I say, judge not, be judged, right? Always love picking up former AAA games from a few years ago on Steam and getting them way cheaper. Fun way to get a lot of games in the collection for not a bad price. Yeah, see, and like I'm still really new to the PC. Like when I first started doing like a lot of live streams on my channel, that's about the time I got myself a new PC. You guys know I got it about 6 months ago. I've had my PC and I haven't even really bought any games for it. I bought one game that was getting delisted from the Xbox store because I wanted to be able to have access to it on PC before it got delisted, and that was Forza Horizon 4. But I mainly do the free games from Prime and the free games from Epic Game Store, and I have a massive PC library if all my game consoles just decide to stop working. And I figured that's the best way to do digital. Though I have been thinking about buying the new Sims. I don't know if you guys know about that, but the Sims 1 and Sims 2 got remastered for $40 for the double pack or 20 for one, 30 for the other. I'm thinking I'm just gonna wait for the double pack to go on sale for like 30 bucks. And then it's a no-brainer. I have too much. I need to give away some of my life. Please help. Have a great day. Hey, you can spend some of your life with me, Gizmo. I enjoy your company, my friend. Collecting takes time. It's not something you can just jump into. Like Garrett from Born to Be Rad. He's been collecting since he was a kid. People who are new to it need to understand that. Oh yeah, for sure. Me and Garrett, speaking of, me and him have actually talked about that because he's talked about how he would love to have like the video game collection I have. And I told him, I said, well, it's just like you with your video games. I literally have Sega Genesis cartridges that are sitting in this room of mine that I've been holding on to since 1995, that were gifted to me in 1995, and I still have them. And that's how you build an epic collection. And you go to thrift stores and you go to flea markets or swap meets or whatever you call them, and now we even have, I think we have more opportunity to get good deals on stuff if you don't feel like you need to have every new big release coming out. If you temper back on that bit, like as a newer collector, and I'm gonna tell you what, if you're on YouTube and you're telling me as a viewer that you started heavily collecting in 2019, 2020, I consider you to be a new collector still. When I've been buying Blu-rays since 2006 and DVDs since I literally have DVDs on my shelf that have been mine since 2000. So I have 25 years of physical media sitting in this room that you guys see right here in my background. So to me, if you've only been buying for the last 5-6 years, that's still new. And I can see why you want to buy all these new big boxes and these new big things. But I don't think you need to like start putting your nose up to people that don't necessarily want to buy it on day one, because some of us been have we've been having that stuff, and we're happy with a Blu-ray. I'm gonna tell you what, you got the right stuff. If you've got the right equipment, a Blu-ray's fine. Like, and I started realizing that. So I got myself, I have my Xbox One S, and I was watching my 4Ks on it, and my first 4K TV didn't even have HDR. And I'm like, yeah, they look pretty good. They look a little bit better, but whatever. I didn't have HDR, so I didn't really notice it. I was slowly collecting 4Ks because I was still a big 3D buyer. So if I went to Walmart and there was the same movie there and it was on 4K because I think it was probably $30 for the 4K still, and then 35 for the 3D. I spent the $5 more and got the 3D instead of the 4K. That's just the kind of collector I was when 4K came out. And you know, once I got my first 4K TV that had Dolby Vision, it was still a 3D, and it was still a 3D TV. That's why I didn't still dive headfirst into 4K, because my first 4K Dolby Vision TV was an LG that had 3D still built in. And as a 3D guy, I was still just, collecting hard like for 3D. That's just how I collected. I'm on the road to 400 4K, so it's just mind blowing to me because, like I said, I had that TV and I was running an Xbox One S on it for a while. And then I got a standalone 4K player that did Dolby Vision, and it was the Sony X700. And I started to notice an uptick in how my discs looked. They looked way better than they did on the Xbox. So I started to notice the quality. But I also noticed once I got my OLED TV, which I'm coming up on 4 years of having my OLED TV. Honestly, once I got my OLED TV, I started slowing down on the 4K buys, because an OLED TV even matched up with a Sony X700 player. It upscaled Blu-ray so good. Like, HDR, yeah, it's nice, whatever. But I started to just realize that there just wasn't that many movies that were my all-time favorite that I felt I needed to upgrade. What is making me more so upgrade to some of the newer stuff, like getting The Cell from Arrow recently, was because it had the director's cut and an alternate cut all in the box, and my standard Blu-ray just had the theater cut. So to me, that already was worth it. I just really hope they still replace that disc, you know? That is why it's important to know what your day one purchases are and things you'll get on sale. Exactly. And I'm gonna tell people right now, I know you 80s, I'll call you 80s. I know a lot of people don't call you Chris, so I'll call you 80s. A lot of people probably, if you guys don't go watch him because he talks about this all the time about going into the month knowing what you want to grab on day one. Me, so I decided before I went into even January, I had most of my things that were already announced. I had most of my January, February, and March laid out as the things I wanted to buy. And I used the Blu-ray.com app. I use it to track my collection now. I use it to check and see if there's a movie that is stuck on DVD in the US but might have an import. Now that I have a region-free Blu-ray player, I can do that. So to me, it's like, well, do I buy the DVD for a couple bucks because it's stuck in the US, or do I go and I can import the Blu-ray for $10? I'd almost rather import the Blu-ray for $10 than buy DVDs now. That's just kind of where I'm at in my aspect, in my aspect of looking at it. But I can also use the Blu-ray.com app to look ahead on releases, and you can set up a list of not purchased. And when you go into your not purchased, and it's almost like making a wish list. You can go in there and just put things that you want to, you can make your wish list of things that are coming out, and then you can order it. You can set the order of the list in release order. So then you can kind of plan the way things are coming out. Wow, that helped me out. That has helped me out so much in January. I'm going to do a video. I don't know if I'm hoping that I can get it out tomorrow. Maybe I can get a little bit of free time later this evening. So I might be in this same gear. I want to show off everything that I got in January, but that might be my Wednesday video. So I'm hoping that won't be too late into February, that people don't care about it and it don't hit the algorithm, because I'd like it to hit, because I got a lot of really cool stuff in January. Actually, I'd like to know if you guys, since we're live and I got, a little over a dozen of you guys in here, when I go to do my haul video for January, should I show off? Because I'm going to show off I'm going to show off all my games today. Should I show these games off real quick as well, and my movies, or just show my movies off in my January haul video? It might be pretty long either way. Let me get back in here to the chat. Thank you, Corey. That was 10 minutes ago. But yes, that's the 52-week movie challenge that's set by my buddy Huck over it. And that's Huck's challenge as well. Hit Huck's list. Oh, have a great day, dude. I know you're gone already. 45 years. Man, you probably got some sweet VHS up in there, though. I bet you do. I bet you do. Anthony, dude, I was not ignoring you, my friend. You know me. I got off rambling. I hope you are still in here, dude. Thanks for popping in. I know there's lots of things you could be doing on a Saturday afternoon. So thanks for popping in and spending a bit of it with me, my friend. We got some highs. A trunk full of Fago and a car full of fat chicks. That line almost got me divorced on my wedding day. We went to actually after. So funny thing enough, on our wedding day, as a wedding gift, one of my friends, my best man, one of my best men, the guy that actually married me and my wife, bought concert tickets to go see Insane Clown Posse. So we got married, and then we all hopped in the car like a bunch of clowns. I took like 15, 16 of my friends, about as many of you all that are in here right now, and we drove like 2 hours to Knoxville, Tennessee, and we went and seen Insane Clown Posse do a full-on Great Malenko set. And I drank the most beer I've ever drank in my entire life that night, just having fun. And by the end of that show, I was so drunk, and I kept repeating that line on the ride home. I almost thought my wife was probably going to be like, nah, we're going to rip up this marriage license. But I will tell you what, that was probably one of the coolest wedding after parties that any of my friends ever got to go to. I'm glad I was able to Share that with them. Boom shakalaka. I need to head out. Enjoy the rest of your day. Yes, you too, Tony. I know you're probably already gone, my friend, but thanks for popping in, Tony. That always makes me chuckle when experts just started buying yesterday. Honestly, yes, yes, because I'm telling you, I don't mean to be this guy, but there are a handful of successful YouTubers in 2025 that I think took stimulus money and started a collection and want to be considered experts. I won't say anything bad about it. I mean, hey, you bought a collection. I'm happy that people are buying physical media. I'm glad that you were able to get into it. But to me, that's like starting yesterday in the grand scheme of things. Now I know some people, and I'm very happy they did it. I know some people that bought OLED TVs with their stimulus check. And they're still enjoying them to this day because OLEDs are banging ass TVs. Now that's about how long I've been collecting, Jamie. About 25 years. Yo, Brian, how you doing, dude? I just watched your Star Wars video, dude. What a great Star Wars collection. You got some great stuff in that. I actually need to get more Star Wars VHSs. You can see my you can't see it today, but sometimes when I'm in my wide angle, you can see I keep my gold set back here with my in my steelbook section on my shelf, my gold VHS set, and then that see-through set that you have, the white and black one. I have that one as well. I need to get it fixed though. I need to get a glue gun and kind of glue it back together because the glue, it's so old. I've had it since whenever it came out. I got that one the Christmas it came out because the gold VHS set, I believe that used to be my mom and dad's and they just gave it to me. And then the see-through set that like Brian got, that's like the VHS with like the clear set and one side's white, one side's black. I actually got that for Christmas, I think in 2000 or 2001, whatever Christmas that was a new VHS release, because I wanted my own Star Wars VHSs. Because I've always been down with Star Wars, like I grew up on that shit. My parents taught me right. Oh, I bet she has some great stuff in her collection too. I'd love to see some of it. Both games and movies. Okay. Both game. I say show it off. If you collect games, I'm sure that some are going to be okay. Cool. Like I said, I'll show all of it off. I'm going to show off some of the newest ones. I really just want to show them off so I can put them on the freaking shelf. Corey, have a great one, my friend. Have a good day. Thanks for popping in. I think you might be gone already. That was about 5 minutes ago. What kind of beer was I chugging? I was chugging poor man's beer. So what they were doing was, and I was buying beer for all my friends. So what I did was, and I openly admit it because I don't care, man. I had a whole bunch of people, I guess it's tradition. People throw money and gift cards and checks and stuff into a pot for your wedding, wedding gift. We had like this pot sitting on the table and so we took all the money from that and I bought everybody beers. Like if somebody wanted a beer, they just came to me and I was just going up to the bar and buying people beers. But what they were doing was they were taking these big clear cups, and I'm talking they were huge. They're like those Yeti cups nowadays. And they were taking 2 of the PBR tall boys or whatever. I don't remember what the other ones were, but I was telling everybody I buy those for them because what they were doing was they was taking them and they were cranking them open. They were taking 2 tall boys and pouring them in these big old clear cups. So you were drinking 2 tall boys at a time. And I think it was $10 for 2 tall boys in a clear cup. And I was buying 2 of them at a time and walking around the concert with 2 of them just. And I want to say I drank like 8 or 10 of those, to be honest. I haven't drank but like maybe 4 or 5 beers since then. I'm not really much of a big drinker anyway. I just kind of went off the deep end a little bit that night, but it was a lot of fun. And I was just, like I said, I spent the whole money. We got a couple t-shirts. Actually, this t-shirt that you guys see in my background right here, where the clowns are holding themselves like as voodoo heads, that's actually from the Great Malenko show, the concert. I have a couple extra shirts because I bought some shirts for my friends and stuff too that went to the show. Like I said, that's what I spent my wedding money on. All the wedding gift money is I went and I partied with my friends afterwards, man. It's freaking cool. Yes, that's a good one. Actually, that's on my short list of movies I'd love to see get a 4K. I really like that Kevin Smith movie. I have a lot of fun with that one. Yes, exactly. That's exactly how I feel about it too, Chris, is I'm not hating on anyone that is buying physical media no matter when they start. It's just the rookie experts. Yeah. I mean, the people that are like, "Hey, I just got my first OLED TV. I just got my first 4K player," and they're like, "All this is the like," and they've been trying to review movies for like a year or two. And I'm like, wait, you've been trying to review movies for like a year or two, and you just got like the equipment that you probably should have had to review them to try to sell me on the product. That's my only biggest issue with it. You're not wrong. Actually, some of the games that I have are movie based. Shit. Let's go ahead. I'm gonna pause it right there. That's only 3 minutes behind. Um Oh, actually, hang on a sec. Jeff lying. He was chugging Boone's Farm in Mad Dog 2020. Actually, Boone's Farm was the first alcohol I ever drank. I was like 14, I think, and we was chugging it right out of those wine bottles, and it was disgusting. And that was before I found out that I was a type 1 diabetic and I was insulin dependent. So yeah, that's why I say I don't really drink like that anymore. And I really shouldn't have been drinking like that on my wedding, but I let it get a hold of me, and I was just having fun. It was just one of those times. You only live once, and it didn't damage me. If it damaged me real bad, I've been feeling that damage for a long time because that's been over 7 years now. I was 16 when I started, so collecting journey. Yep. Okay. See, and I would have. If we want to count video games, I literally have things in this room from when I was 5 years old. So I have 30. I would say 30 years. But if we're talking just movies, I still have movies that have been mine probably since 1999, 2000. Whenever Star Wars VHS has come out. Dude, it was so fun. It's one of the greatest memories I have. And some of the best people that I ever had in my life got to go there and be a part of that with me. I don't talk to all of them anymore, but so is life. Uh, but um, there isn't a single person in those concert pictures, because we all took pictures of the groups and all of us all together. There ain't a single person in that picture that if they called me up today and said, "Hey, I need help," if I needed to pull things off my shelves to sell it to help them, they'd have it. That's the kind of people I've always tried to surround myself with. So it was definitely a fun time. But speaking of games, so we're gonna show off some of the games that I got real quick, and then we're gonna get out of here because I wanted to try to keep it at about an hour. So these are basically some of the games that I've recently got. Um, I'm gonna go with the used. I'm gonna go with the one that's like a video game first, and then I'm gonna keep some sealed stuff for my January haul. But I want to show off basically the things that I didn't show off that I got for Christmas, or that we added for Christmas, because some of them were ones that I bought for my wife for Christmas and whatnot. But we got some Christmas stuff here, and then just a couple of things I got in January, and then I'll leave some other things for the overall January haul video. But to start it off, I grabbed this because of my buddy Corey. He was in the chat earlier. You guys seen Wilkie? He said that he grabbed this. I think he said he grabbed this on his Switch or on the PlayStation or something. I did not see this in my store on the PlayStation, because to be honest, I probably would have grabbed it on the PS5 or PS4, because I'm a Nintendo kid at heart and my kids all have Nintendos. Let's see if I can get this in a better light. There we go. Right here might be real good. And my kids have Nintendo, so I can share this with them. They can play it a little bit too. They're M rated, so yeah, maybe I shouldn't share it with my kids and let them play it. But here, look at the back. The type of game that it is. Let's see if I can get. It's so hard to get it when they're still in plastic wrap, but you can kind of see here. They're like 16-bit games. They're like old style games. Right there, you can kind of see like Michael is like side scrolling. So they're only M rated because they probably got like blood and violence. But I grabbed this because Corey said they were really good. And I think they're actually like new games just made in a retro style. And I would have got this on PlayStation because I mainly play my games on PlayStation nowadays. I've been kind of quote unquote done with the Switch until since I don't know. I've only turned my Switch on to play a little bit of Tetris 99 and Metroid Prime Remaster. Because I've been waiting for a new Switch for quite a while. So I'm very excited for the Switch too, obviously. Boone's Farm. Yeah, man. That was probably not the best way to have my first alcohol. Hey, Sarah, how's it going? You're my go-to video game guy, hence why I didn't have any Star Wars games in my collection video. I forgot to mention I have them on digital. Yeah, man. Actually, we'll get to that soon. I got a Star Wars video game in here too that I recently picked up as a sub collection of video games. So there's just like with movies, there's all these different video game consoles, and then there's collections within collections of consoles, and I'm all about all that too. So the next one that I got this at GameStop. Obviously, you'll see the sticker on it. And I got both of these next to back at GameStop. I think I went in there and I had a $5 off coupon. And so whichever way it goes, I spent about $15, I think. If I'm thinking about that correct. I'm trying to figure out because I had a coupon that I used to get something recently. I don't remember. I always have coupons that. Oh, I don't have that one here. So we'll show that off in the January video. What I actually used the coupon on. So I didn't use coupon on these. I think these was still at the end of December, but this was like $6. And I used to have it on the PlayStation. But when I had a friend that had recently gotten their own PS5 and they didn't have any games to go with it. They didn't have enough money to get any games to go with it. So I gifted them Scarlet Nexus. They like anime and stuff like that. So I was like, here, man, I will give you Scarlet Nexus. I think this is your jam. I think you'll dig it. It'll give you something to play for a couple weeks until you can afford to buy a game to go with your console. And then I went ahead and finally replaced it and put it back in the collection. And for, $6, I didn't think that was a bad deal. And I was able to do something, good karma. Good karma came back around to me. I gifted it out. I gifted it. So it came back to me in a well-respected price. And then this one, I don't mess with this series too much. I played Persona 4 on the Vita and really dug it. But this one is kind of new, I think. I think it's like the newest one. It has a bunch of DLC, so I'm glad I got it. Got the base game for cheap. But that's going to be Persona 5 Tactics or Tactica. Persona 5 Tactica P5T, I think is what they consider it. And I got it for $10, and I love it. I love doing this. If you see here, this tag right here, guys, PS5 upgrade available. Now, yes, I love physical media. So this is basically what they do is they give you a digital version that you download. And to be able to play the digital version, you must put the disc in your console to boot the digital version up. What I like about this is that this dubs as 2 console games for me. It works in both my PS4s and it works in my PS5. So I can share it all along the house, and I can share it with friends that may only have PS4s as well. because the PS5 version was on sale for $10 as well. But I'm like, wait, the PS4 version upgrades. So to me, it's like a 2-for-1. So you're going to see that a lot of times I might pick up a game on PS4 that has a PS5 version just because I get to dub it as both. I'm just like that. If I can, if there's a version available, that's how I'll buy it 9 times out of 10. Is I'll get the PS4 version, upgrade it. Sometimes I'll even spend the $10 if it costs $10 to do the upgrade, just because it's a 2-for-1. It's a 2-for-1. So that's also the case with this next one. Now, these next two that I'm going to show off, they're brand new still. And I got them for my wife for Christmas, but they're added to the collection. That's going to be Pac-Man Repack. And this one has a PS4 to PS5 upgrade as well. It doesn't say it on the box, but when you put it in your PS5, it will give you a free version. And yeah, I will probably actually not open this because in just a couple of days they're going to give out this game PS4 and PS5 version digital on PlayStation Plus. And me and my wife both have active PlayStation Plus accounts, so that way we get digital copies to share amongst all the PlayStations for all the kids to play and all that. It makes it a lot cheaper, and then I don't always have to pull the discs off the shelf for the kids to play them. It's more or less I'm keeping my discs safe for the future type of deal. I know that's not the best, smartest idea, but that's how I play that. But they just announced that, and this was bought beforehand, and we're gonna keep it because we love Pac-Man. And this next one, this was one that I got for her as well. And I didn't see the PS4 version. I think the PS4 version does upgrade, but who cares? She loves this series. So I wanted to get her the newest game in the series. When we first got together, the first game that she ever bought to add to our collection was the PS3 collection, was a PS3 classic collection of this series. But that's going to be Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown. And if you know what I'm talking about, she bought the 3D collection of the PS2 games for the PS3. So that way we could play all 3 of them in 3D and all that. That was one of the first games that she bought to add to our ever-growing video game collection. But I wanted to grab this for her because it's supposed to be really good and a lot of fun. And you can get the DLC for it for right now. And it's on sale right now, and it was on sale like 2 weeks ago around Christmas time. So the DLC goes on sale very often for about $5, and you can get all the extra skins and costumes, and I think even some story content for only $5. So they don't lock a whole lot of digital stuff to it for that one either. And then this one is the one that I was talking about, Brian. But I'm gonna pop back in here to the chat because I see it going off a little bit. Just want to say in here, I gotta say hi to my guy Eli. What is up, my dude? Thanks for popping in and saying hey. I know you're in here chatting with people. Got some highs back and forth. I think it's okay. It's just some highs back and forth, so I didn't miss too much. Okay, but thanks, Eli. Now this one, Brian. This is the one that I got that you might be interested in. I got this from my local used game store, not GameStop. So you'll see the price tag on it. It's just a little bit different. I'm going to give them a little bit of props in this. You know, I always shout them out. I love my local game store. They don't have a website quite yet. I think they might have a Macari if you want to look them up. But they have very well-priced games. But I already have this game. I have it digital, and I have it on my Xbox. But I needed it for a subgenre of PS4 games I'm collecting. And if you guys have been around the channel for a while, you know that I tried to collect all of the PS4 Redbox player hits games. I am now quite a bit of the ways over 50%. Like I think I have 34, and that leaves like 26 or something, because there's 60 altogether, I believe. But I got it. I got this one, Brian. I got Star Wars Battlefront 2. And look at that. It was only $5. And it's from the game store, my local game store called Player 2 Gaming. There's none of the DLC or anything like that on it, whatever. It's just a base game. But man, you can put this disc in and you can go in there and play as Rey, I think, right off the rip. You can play as all the new Star Wars characters from the Disney trilogy. That was the coolest thing about this one, is that this is probably still the only Star Wars game at the moment that mixes all three of the trilogies in one. I'm very excited to add this one to my PS4 Redbox collection. So, and as you've seen, we got $5 price tag on this. We had a $6 price tag on this one. So even though games have went to $70 and and they want to go up higher with Grand Theft Auto, talking that $100 price range, you can still get very affordable games. Sorry about that. I was having an issue with my mic there. Oh, dude, Brian, you'll dig it, dude. Brian, I know you got a PlayStation. Add me on there, dude. Same name as everywhere else, right here on the right there on the screen, typed just like that in all capitals. You search it on PlayStation, it's me. Add me on there, dude. Get Battlefront. It's all the time super cheap. All the time. We'll get on there and bang out some stormtroopers, dude. We'll blast them away. They got terrible aim in the game too. It'd be great. Dude, yeah. So I'm not in Texas, but we're having some 60-degree weather here too. Well, it says 52, but I think I'm supposed to be up to 68 in the next couple of days. And I was just working in, I don't know, 33-degree weather like 3 or 4 days ago. So it's crazy. Yeah, a PS5. Yeah, everybody. Yeah, dude, everybody, add me. I got a PS4 Slim. Well, that's my wife's. I bought that for her for Christmas one year. But we have a PS4 Slim in the house. My wife plays on my old PS4 Pro, and I have my PS5 Slim. So, and I mainly play PlayStation. Like I have the Xbox and I have a Switch. Like I have them because I don't. My thing is I want access to any style game that I want to be able to play. But the problem is I mainly turn my Xbox on to download updates. I turn my PlayStation on to actually play stuff. And it's funny because I'll share it on Instagram in a little bit for you guys to see if you follow me over there. If you don't, do please. I try to do an Instagram post at least every day and a story or two every day. But I bought the Doom 2 collection, which if anybody doesn't have that, go buy that like right now. You can play that cross-platform with your PC friends, your Xbox friends, your Switch friends, all your PlayStation friends. All you need is a room code, and you can play with your friends. And it's Doom and Doom 2 collection. But you go in there, and they have all these very popular PC mods right there from the menu that you can just jump into, play multiplayer with your friends right off the rip. It's on sale right now for $4. You're basically paying $2 for each Doom game, and then it's mod compatible and the works. So, but anyways, back to my point. I bought that, and it was funny. I took a screenshot and shared it with my buddy because I thought he would find it hilarious too. But I bought that, and it was game number 1134 in my PlayStation digital library. And, 1134, if you used to put that in a calculator and flip it around, it would say hell. I just found that to be very funny that 1134 was Doom 2 collection, because you're literally in hell when you're playing Doom. But yeah, you guys should definitely go grab that. But either way, you guys add me on there. Maybe we'll do some game sessions. I'm wanting to do some gaming live streams. Anyways, and I can live stream right from my PlayStation. My only thing, and if anybody's watching this right now or watching it on the watching this on the replay, if you guys know how to schedule a live stream from a PlayStation 5, please let me know, because that's been my biggest drawback as to why I've not streamed. Because I know I put a post out asking if you guys would like me to play Ghost of Tsushima or The Last of Us Part 1 for one, I lost a little bit of interest in playing games almost immediately after I asked that. For whatever reason, I just lost the interest in playing games. But now I really want to play games, but I don't know how to schedule the live stream on YouTube ahead of time to let people know, hey, I'm going to play this game on this date at this time. And I wouldn't mind just going live with it, but I know there's certain people that want to see me play certain games. So if I could figure out how to freaking play schedule it, I would, you know. Nice, nice. Yeah, Sarah. Hey, I like all physical medias, like video games, musics, movies. Like I collect for all those, you know. Oh, Davey. Yes, I need to reach out to Davey too and see if he'll add me on there because I'd play with him. You know, I'd play some games with him as well. Now, see, I figure that those that all three of those guys you just listed, I figured they'd all be down maybe for playing Dead by Daylight, and I like to play some Dead by Daylight. I've not played it in almost a year though because all my friends that I was playing it with, they lost interest in playing it, so I don't really have anybody to play it with anymore. And I'd love to get on and do some live streams playing some Dead by Daylight. Like, you guys think I can sit here and chat live stream for a long time, just chit chatting? Wait till I'm sitting there playing Dead by Daylight. We'll take a bathroom break once every 3 hours, but man, we'll make it a day. We'll make it a day for sure. I was a PC only gamer when I was young, and now for the last few years, I mainly play on Xbox. Hey, dude, you can add me on Xbox as well, Scolder. John Doe Juggalo, my friend. Like I said, I don't play much on there, but I will. And if you add me on Xbox, my Xbox and my PlayStation, all those accounts are tied together through like Steam and Discord and all that kind of stuff. So I can cross-platform play with all my Xbox friends through my PlayStation and vice versa and Switch. And so, yeah, feel free to add me on there. Like, I really want to game more, but a lot of my old gaming friends don't really play the games that I want to play anymore. And they don't really, a lot of them just don't play games, it seems like. Nice. Nice. I just have like a custom built PC that I bought from a bookstore. No joke. I bought it from McKay's, and I'm gonna maybe hopefully with my taxes this year, it won't be much, you know, a couple $100 if I'm lucky. I tried to pay in a little bit of extra this last year so I could maybe get a little bit back. And what I want to do is I need to invest in a couple of pieces for my PC, mainly USB adapters and like some USB adapters, and I want to buy a Blu-ray drive and a new Wi-Fi or a new USB to Ethernet adapter because I'm going to get rid of my Ethernet port. Like, I want to do some upgrading to my PC. So I don't know if you can schedule a PS5 gameplay. Yeah, see, that's what I've been told. Is that you have to just hit the broadcast button. But I was wondering if there was a way that I could, I don't know. I was thinking about just hooking my PlayStation right up to my PC and doing OBS, but I don't know if you can schedule a live stream on OBS as well. And if I started using OBS, which would be great because I don't mind using Streamlab. I can get friends in here right now. You know, I can do split screen streams right here on the free version of Streamlab, and I could do share screen on Streamlab. But if I was going to start playing video games, I would burn up the 14 free hours. They only give you 14 hours a month or something like that, or 20 hours a month to stream on Streamlab for free, which is fine. But I would burn that up quick if you guys were watching me play games. And I would love to figure out how to use OBS, but I want to be able to still invite my friends to do like panel streams because I really want to try to do more panel streams. I'm just trying to find that one right app to use, you know? So that way I can run the channel the same way all the way around. I don't know. I don't think it really matters. All my friends that pop up for me, they pop up regardless of how the format is in which I go. So I appreciate all you guys. Yeah, man. Like I said, I like to play a lot of Dead by Daylight. I even have all my kids playing it. My 5-year-old started playing it on the PS4. He's just running around playing as Chucky. But he loves, you know, we love Chucky, so he just runs around playing as Chucky. Yeah, see, now it used to be an ongoing joke when I worked at GameStop. about if you add Jeff, and he plays a game with you, I'll buy you a $10 PSN card. Like one of my buddies that I used to work with at GameStop would tell people that, oh yeah, you go ahead and add him on PlayStation if you get him to play with you. But the problem is the people that were adding me on there, all they wanted to do was play Call of Duty and Fortnite and bro games. And no offense, but that's not the kind of games I play. Like I'll play them from time to time, but that's not all I want to play. I want to play some Dead by Daylight. I'll play a little bit of Call of Duty. I want to play some Mario Kart, maybe even some Mario Golf, Mario Party, that kind of thing. I want that's the kinds of things that I want to do online. I don't really want to I don't want to play the basketball games and football games and stuff like that. Yeah, I know, laughing at me because I called it bro games, but it's true. It's true. That's just not the stuff I be playing. But like I said, I kind of just want to get on here and chit chat a little bit, talk about the price of collecting things in general, and the fact that I don't think anything's really went up in price, and you can still find good deals on stuff. Now, finding good deals, I do think is going to get a little bit harder, and I only say that because I feel like secondhand sellers kind of figure out they got things that people want, and people as secondhand sellers are trying to make a living off of it. So, oh yeah, man. I'm telling you, he used to say that to people. If you add Jeff and he actually plays a game with you online, I'll give you a $10 card. But that's because they'd add me and all they'd want to play is like Call of Duty. And like, I don't mind getting in on Call of Duty. That's the problem that I have with Call of Duty is I just re-downloaded all of them to my PS5. And I just realized that between just the PS5 Call of Duty games, I'm giving up like 500 gigabytes of SSD space. And it doesn't matter how big of an SSD you've put inside your PS5 console, you shouldn't have to give up 500 gigabytes for any one franchise. It's crazy. Yeah, and it'll be your birthday, right? It'll be a great birthday. I think you'll be doing a stream. Everybody should go over there and make sure you pop into her live stream and wish her a happy birthday. February 6th. I think I'll be around. So there's still a couple handfuls of you guys in here. I want to let you guys know that, like I said, I think I'm going to try to do a live stream while I'm live in orbit and just kind of show you guys the store a little bit. Or do you guys think I should do a curated video and edit it up and give you more of a proper way of looking at the store again? I know that was like one of the first big videos I did on the channel, and that it popped off quite good. But do you guys think you guys would enjoy doing watching that or watching a live stream? That's going to actually happen on February the 15th. So there's a few of you in here. If anyone wants to maybe meet up at Orbit on the 15th, let me know. I'll be down for doing some in-store hangouts and meetups a little bit. I haven't told my wife that yet, but because we're doing like a movie date and all that. It's our Valentine's Day getaway. But she won't care if we meet up with a few people at Orbit. My wife's really awesome like that. So, okay, down for both, a live and a video, a live stream. Okay, so maybe I'll go live for like 15 minutes and give you guys a quick little run around, and then I'll turn around, and I'll stop, and I'll turn my phone sideways so that way we get a nice view if you want to watch it on the TV or a bigger screen, and I'll kind of scope through the shelves a little bit and everything. The only thing that I can't share, which is my favorite thing about the store, I can't share the smell. I'm telling you guys, going to Orbit in person and you can smell the 80s and 90s in that box. In that box building, you can smell it, and it's amazing. It really is. Like, I don't know. I don't know. Like I said, I just hope that when you guys, pop in here and everything, and I'm talking movies and games and stuff, that you guys know that I love this stuff, and I love talking about it, and I'm really happy that I've found people that like to come in here and talk about it with me and talk about the positive things, even if we've got to mention some of the more negative things going on, like the uptick in price and whatnot. Even if we've got to talk about that a little bit, we can still talk about the great things, the relationships we've made, the fun things we get to buy. Like, we're lucky to get to buy this stuff. In the 80s, nobody would have ever thought they were going to be able to buy this stuff at home. And then when they were allowed to, they were spending 80, 90, $100 for one movie on VHS. Or like my grandpa in the 70s, when he was buying bootleg, they were official, but you weren't allowed to have them. Reel-to-reel movies from theaters that were supposed to be sent back to, distribution companies. That's what they did in the 70s. They had to spend thousands of dollars on reel-to-reels to be able to watch their movies at home. We're lucky. Sorry, I had to wet the whistle with a little bit of that Baja Blast. Dude, that's awesome. I missed out on that, but I've never seen the movie, and I just can't spend that kind of money on movies I've never seen before. I know it wasn't too much. I know it was like 40 or $50. And it went really quick. So I just tried not to think about that one. I didn't want to get FOMO on something that I didn't know much about. Now, one that I am wanting to kind of spend the money on is I want to get Reanimator. And I want to say I've never seen it, but I know I have. I know I've sat and watched it with my uncle. But I also know that I was like super duper young. Like, I was like maybe 12, 11, 12, maybe 13 when I watched it. So it's been over 20 years since I've seen Reanimator, and it would pretty much be like a blind buy. But I've not heard anything bad about Reanimator, so I think I'm just gonna have to grab it. First films, bunch of. Oh, really? I bet that was cool. I bet that was awesome. Super 8. I think that's probably uh, th- that might be what my mom was talking about. My grandpa was buying. I just remember she said that he went to a convention, like a meetup, like like some of us do nowadays, where we meet up, we just hang out with people. They used to go to like almost like a Comic-Con type of event, and they'd get together and they'd talk movies and they'd swap reel to reels and they'd buy them. And it was like buying black market movies almost, in a way. Um, but she said that they used to have an actual reel to reel player, and he'd buy the reels. But Super 8, yeah, I'll have to look into that. I don't know much about anything before VHS and beta. I know Laserdisc is technically, the technology is before VHS in terms of like it was available, but nobody bought it because it was super massively expensive, if I remember correctly. But we had Laserdisc at our house in the 90s because consumer market wise, it popped pretty good in the mid 90s. But then DVD came right out and freaking killed it, right? They're still doing those meetups, trade all the way up to 35 millimeter. Okay, cool. So they were, yeah, yeah, man. My grandpa was like one of the pioneers of those meetups, back in the 70s, I guess. So whether I was gonna want to collect or not, it was kind of in the blood. I think it was gonna happen regardless. I just so happened to find what I like to correct, what I liked to collect. Your grandpa bought reel-to-reel films from studio release, but Super 8 was the home movies format. Okay, okay. But he got the reel-to-reel films. Okay, so it's two separate things. I guess we'd say reel-to-reel was kind of like the 4K version of the DVD or something. He got the legitimate. I bet that was really awesome though. Like, when everybody talks about wanting to have the negative 4K transfers, when you had reel-to-reel, you had the real, like, that's pretty freaking awesome. I'm waiting for someone to release Stephen King's The Night Flyer on 4K, or at least the Blu-ray. Right? I know that one. That one and Storm of the Century. Storm of the Century stuck on a DVD that is not the best quality DVD. I think it's only on a single layer disc and it's a really long, it's a mini series, so it's really stretched out, like it's really compressed to fit on that 4 GB DVD. Yeah, the OG hard copy. If you got reel to reels from the studios, that's the stuff that Arrow and Kino are begging for to be able to get original camera negatives. Yes, Rose Red needs one as well. I won't even buy a physical for that one because it's too stupid expensive at this point. I have it on a hard drive somewhere because my wife loves it. That's one of her favorites. It's crazy what Stephen King movies don't have, 4Ks and stuff. Oh, and Eli, while you're in here, dude, because I don't know of a way to get a hold of you and chat with you, I wanted to let you know I pre-ordered that Ninja Scroll Blu-ray, the Amaray case, the standard one. It went all the way down to $15.38. So that's like the pre-order price guarantee that I'm getting. But it freaking got pushed back to February 27th. And I'm not sure why. That one was supposed to come out on the 28th, and so was Just Friends. I was trying to pre-order Just Friends for the longest time. Like I was like, I'm going to pre-order Just Friends and Ninja Scroll, and those are going to be like the end of the month cap off January pre-orders. I was able to pre-order Ninja Scroll. Never got the chance to pre-order Just Friends. Freaking woke up at like 3 o'clock in the morning the day they were supposed to come out and checked my Amazon, and it got pushed all the way back. My Ninja Scroll got pushed back to February 27th. So I'm like, okay, well, Just Friends still isn't showing up anywhere on Amazon for a pre-order. Went to Blu-ray.com. It got pushed back to, I think, March 25th. So it's like both the movies that were supposed to come out on the 28th got pushed back. There was also a third movie on the 28th that I was looking at possibly getting because I have a stuck on DVD, and it got a Blu-ray release, and that was from Paramount, and it was a movie called Teacher's Pet. It's got Cary Grant in it, I believe. And it come out, but I'm not seeing anyone that got it. I'm not seeing anyone that has it in hand. It had an actual pre-order and a price, and it doesn't have a pushback, but I think everything that was supposed to come out on January 28th got pushed. Everything. I maybe I'm wrong. Oh, here we go. Yep, we got Brian right here talking about it. Just Friends got pushed back to March 25th, by the way. Yeah. And February 27th was Ninja Scroll. I mean, yeah, nice. I'm glad I have it because Ninja Scroll has been one of those like forbidden fruit physical medias to have in your collection for a long time. So $15, I'll wait till whenever they send it. I'm just happy to have it. They use gift card credit, so it technically cost me nothing in a way. But yeah, exactly. At least I have a reserved copy. Like I said, I'm not crying about it, not one bit. I have a way to watch Ninja Scroll. I had to figure out a way to watch it for a panel stream I was on close to a year ago when we talked about Ninja Scroll. I'm like, guys, I don't have a way. And I had a friend send me a copy of the movie. So I wanted to buy Ninja Scroll to support it because I'm not one of them ones that's going to get like a bootleg copy of a movie and then not buy it when it gets an actual copy. I like to support physical media. So if I have the bootleg, like I said, I have a way to watch Ninja Scroll. It's just that it got pushed back to the 27th of February from January 28th. And so did Just Friends. I just don't get it. Oh yeah, no, dude, no. I'm not angry about it. It's just I literally sat around and tapped my toe, like, come on, guys, I really want my Just Friends. But at least they gave Just Friends a new release date. And you're right, it's probably the fires. I'm not upset about it. It actually gave me a little bit of breathing room because I kind of went a little hard in the paint on those Amazon 3 for 33 deals, which keep an eye out for a video that's coming soon. I'm going to show up all the Amazon ones except for one of the Amazon 3 for 33s isn't going to show up until February the 10th or the 15th or some crap like that. But I'm gonna go ahead and just tell you guys I got it in the video so I can get the video out and made. Uh, but yeah, I went a little hard on those. So I'm kind of glad that some of my other ones got pushed back, like Just Friends. It's just I'm a really big fan of Just Friends, and I only got the access to do imports at Christmas time, and by that point they already announced Just Friends. So I'm not gonna import Just Friends. I'm just gonna wait for it and casually tap my toe and patiently wait. Garrett, what's up, dude? Thanks for popping in, my friend. Like, I really appreciate it, man. I know you got a lot of things you can be doing on a Saturday. You got a lot of work that you put into your channel, so you're probably always busy. And you got a lot of YouTubers that you're friends with, and you could be watching their content and doing their thing. So thanks for just giving me a few minutes of your time. I really appreciate it. You're one of my favorite YouTubers and channels to watch. And I say it like that, but you're one of my favorite friends that I've made on the platform just in general. And I want to just thank you for always telling people to check me out when you shout me out. Yeah, you don't need to do that, but I appreciate it. And I don't know how many people leave your stream and come and actually subscribe to me or anything, but it makes me feel like $1,000,000, dude. Like you pop in, you're like, yo, John Doe, everybody go check him out. Like just that right there, dude. It makes me feel like $1,000,000. So thank you. Thank you, dude. Yeah, it got pushed back, but yeah, I'm wondering. So I've seen some people get the vampires, and some people got Ghost of Mars, and I know it's not like influencers getting their stuff early, but man, Screen Factory came correct for you people that bought it straight from Screen Factory. Like you bought those straight from Screen Factory, and they got that, out to you way early. I'm straight for that. Like that's awesome. I actually want to get Ghost of Mars. But because I'm making my orbit trip on the 15th, I'm hoping that they might just have one in stock at the store that I can just maybe pick up if I decide to get that. I might not. Like Ghost of Mars might just be one that I miss out on for a while, and I just don't get it with a slipcover when I do get it. Yes, yes. Show Garrett some love. He's always showing some love over here. There it is. Yes, Hunter. Yes, I'd rather them push the release back than have to deal with replacement discs. That's why I'm not like raving and mad and making a whole video. I made a video about, hey, I'm gonna throw away my Just Friends disc, my DVD. It's time to throw it out because um it's Blu-ray, and I was so excited and hyped up about it. But I didn't turn into one of those YouTubers that's gonna be like, oh, I'm gonna make me a rant video about it getting delayed. No, I'm a little upset about it because I spent like over a month getting hyped up about it. And honestly, I'm not one of those people that fell in love with Just Friends when it became cool to like the movie. And maybe it's always been cool to like it, but I don't remember people liking it when I did. I went to the theater and seen that movie by myself. I was fat kid Ryan Reynolds when I went to see that movie. Like that was who I was in high school. I wasn't a fat kid or nothing, but like the way that he felt and everything with his peers around him, that's exactly how I felt. And I went and seen that movie at the theater by myself and absolutely loved it. Absolutely loved it, and have always loved it. And like I said, I'm just really excited about it. You, sir, need to change that. I love it, dude. I absolutely love the movie. It's one of my favorites. It really is. It's up there with Ryan Reynolds movies, and I really dig Ryan Reynolds, just in general. So yeah, see, now I've never bought Ghost of Mars. I don't have the DVD. I don't have the Blu-ray, nothing. I remember when my parents bought the DVD back in the day when it was like a new release DVD, they brought it home and I watched it. I really liked it. Fun fact, I watched it a few years ago and didn't realize that Jason Statham was in it with hair. I watched it. I think I watched it during lockdowns in 2020 was the last time that I watched it. Yeah, man, it's one of my favorites as well. I'm really glad. Like I said, I'm really glad it's getting one. And as soon as it's available for pre-order, I'm buying it. Like I said, I was tap and toe all the way up till 3 o'clock in the morning on the 28th, like waiting for that pre-order link to go live so I could just hit pre-order and buy it, and it never did. So I just went ahead and was like, well, I guess it's just going to be Ninja Scroll today, and then Ninja Scroll updated as well. So it's just one of those things that, like, so what I've decided is I'm just going to pre-order all my stuff on Amazon with Amazon gift cards, because I really don't like when they randomly hit my bank account at 4:45 in the morning on like the 11th of the month randomly, because a movie I pre-ordered a month ago decided it wanted to ship all of a sudden. That's happened. That has happened with me with the Amazon 3 for 33 deal. I still have one more movie they're going to charge me for that I still haven't paid for, and I bought a majority of my movies for that sale on the day that the sale started. But I realized that if you do it with Amazon gift cards, they charge the gift card, and then if the price goes down and it's one of those pre-order price guarantees, they just reload your gift card balance. And that's fine too. I'd much rather do that than just get hit with random Amazon hits on my bank card, because I don't use a credit card for this shit, guys. I literally buy this with money I have in hand when I'm buying it. That's why I don't do a whole lot of pre-orders. And then if I have to pre-order it, do a replacement disc, that's why, I mean, I say that and I bought the cell, but there's a reason why I bought the cell. If they don't make me destroy the disc in a picture or send the disc back, I'm going to gift the disc to a friend. I'm not saying that friend because they're probably watching, but I'm going to gift the disc so that way they can still watch the theater cut on a 4K disc and they don't have to buy it. That's what I'm going to do. And it's going to be a little bit janky, but I'm going to do that with the old Blu-ray case that I have and give it to them in the Blu-ray case. The indicator release from UK. Oh, nice. Well, see, I don't, even though I watched it like 5 years ago, I don't recall like disliking Ghost of Mars. But I really dig John Carpenter, and I would at some point like to have all of his movies in my collection on some format or another. And at this point in my collecting, if it's a movie that I've not bought in the 25 years of collecting, I want to buy it in the best format possible when I do decide to buy it. And a lot of times when they're finally releasing these, that's the time I decide that I'm going to buy it. That's kind of where I'm at with some of those. Like, I already know that I want to get for March Deep Blue Sea and April Long Kiss Goodnight. The problem with that is, am I going to be able to afford both of them? I mean, I got a vacation coming up in April, so I got to be careful. I like it when companies charge you up front and not later, like Amazon. Exactly, Eli. Like, the thing, so everybody complains about vinegar syndrome, and it takes them forever to ship their stuff. I've not got my vinegar syndrome stuff. I know I was just griping about it a little earlier in the thing. I know I was griping about it a little bit earlier in the stream about the vinegar syndrome, the way they ship. I haven't even got shipping notification, but guess what? I've already paid for all my crap. So when they ship it in a couple weeks, I don't have to worry about them charging me. I mean, I don't even remember how much I spent on the sale, but that's what I like. Like, I can add things to the cart. They charge me the moment I add things to the shipment for their sale for the week. That's usually only when I buy from Vinegar Syndrome, is during the sale. I'll add to the order. I'll take that charge right then and there. And then it's okay that it might take a little while for them to for them to ship it to me. I've already paid for it, you know? So I don't mind that. But Amazon just mysteriously at 4:45 in the morning on the 11th of the month. Well, I don't do payment plans. I've never bought anything in pay for 4. I've never bought anything in Clara. None of that. I'm telling you guys, I don't know I don't know anything about I don't know anything about getting anything on a front. I just don't. I don't know about that. I've never looked into it. I've never done the PayPal Pay in 4. If the money's not in my PayPal account when I go to spend it, I don't spend it. If it's not in my checking account, if it's not physical money that I'm using to put on an Amazon card, I'm not spending it. So I've never done the Pay in 4. But I figured that might be the route I need to go if I want to kind of, if I really cared about keeping up with the Joneses, I totally have to. Um, Sadly, I feel like if I want my channel to continue to grow, I might have to do some of that. But whatever. I mean, I'm happy. I got some of the best people popping in here. Um, I got some of the best people. Thank you, dude. Yeah, I got some of the best people right here. I got some of the best people that I could ever ask for popping into my streams and in all my videos and commenting that I could ever ask for. Scolder, another one. I got some of the best people I could ever ask for. I don't need no thousands and thousands of people. I got my group, and you guys always show up, and you guys are always here. So that's where it's at for me. I'd love to have the thousands. I'd love for you guys to be stuck with ads watching my stuff. I'd love it. I would love it. That would be great. But I'm doing this for the fun, and I have a lot of fun. I need empty cases to replace one of my Criterion broken one, but Indicator won't sell cases if you don't buy films. Ghost of Mars was one of 3 I ended up buying to get the cases. Oh, fair point, dude. Now, see, that's pretty good. I didn't see that's stuff that I don't know, because I'm not really sure where to get cases and everything. I'm gonna maybe start buying. I want to start buying cases from Blockbuster box set. I really dig the work he's doing over there. The problem with him is that he always tends to drop the ones I want the most when I'm broke. Like, he did the Batman one, and I straight up missed it, didn't know it, and I have, spoiler alert. Here's one of them. You guys have probably seen that I had the Batman and Robin on my Instagram one, and then I got Batman here. I've got the most of them through the Amazon for 3 for 33 deal, but none of them come with slips because they're that old. And I was like, oh God, he does a Blockbuster does a box set, and then I went in there and he only has a slip cover for Batman Returns. But I'd love to get the 4 films box set of his so I can put all my naked movies in that box set and call it gold, Yes, dude. See, that's why I did Garrett. And to be honest, like, I try to do my content and my live streams like Garrett does his. I just want to come on here. I want to hang out. I want to show off some of the cool shit I got. I want to talk about some of the cool stuff you guys have got. And I don't want to build into the FOMO. Because like Garrett, there's really cool DVD editions that like Garrett says, there's really cool DVD editions that you can go find that somebody was like, nah, I don't need this anymore. And they chucked it because they bought their 4K set. Go get that DVD. Go get that old Blu-ray, like, the movie is still the movie. And we want to talk about being fans of the movies, Thanks, Eli. I appreciate you, dude. I appreciate your support. And you always show up, man. And, I appreciate it, for real. I do. I buy cards as well for all my pre-orders for Walmart and Amazon. So much easier. Yes. That's where I'm at, dude. See, and I don't think people realize that if you load up the gift cards and if they do and if, like, with Amazon, you load up the gift card, they just apply that back to the balance if the movie got cheaper than what you paid for it. Just do it like that, and you can still, there's ways to get everything you want in this world and not put yourself in debt for it. Like I said, I've never brought anything into this room that wasn't gifted to me or wasn't paid for with funds that I had there in the moment. And that's why I do miss out on things that I would like to have. But my thing is, if I don't get upset about it and I don't worry about it, then I still have a good time getting to see everybody else's cool stuff and know that it's out there. And if I give it a couple years, well, there'll be another edition out. And those people will either sell the old one that I wanted to begin with, or they won't care about the new edition, and there'll be more of those free will to grab. That's the mindset we should be in, guys. Everything's obtainable, and everything is usable. I'm just personally, I'm over DVD, but I'm not gonna judge people for being fine with DVDs. You know, that's only just because like you know, you put the money into the TVs and the sound systems and stuff. You want to kind of use those. I've just learned that Blu-rays still utilize a good system. That's all. So, anyways, guys, I know I said a little while ago I was going to get on out of here, but I'm definitely going to go ahead and get on out of here. We're at an hour and 45 minutes. I had some of the greats show up in here today, right off the rip. You guys are right here. I'm just going to call you out real quick. We had uh oh, hang on a sec. We got we got Brian here. I got DVD today. Never came to Blu-ray TV. Oh yeah, for sure. Like I'll still collect DVDs that are stuck on Blu-ray. And I actually make a joke, you know, everybody talks about the Blu-ray curse. I make the joke that I'll buy a DVD for a buck or two because then it'll finally come to Blu-ray. I tried that a year ago and it didn't work. I bought Cocoon on DVD hoping that it would be the curse and come on Blu-ray for the US again, get a re-release. That didn't work. But anyways, like I said, I want to thank Brian, Last Movie Standing, for being in here this afternoon, dude. One of my favorite YouTube channels. Gets a lot of heat for just being a funny guy. But he's real down to earth, you know. I hope to work with him some this year. Garrett, of course, I always like it's always a pleasure to get highs from you and for you to be in a chat. Like it's one of those salute things for sure. I'd love to maybe work with you sometime this year as well. We got Movie Hunter, the first one to pop into the chat today. Stay in here the whole time. Keep the chat popping. I appreciate you, my friend. Scolder, I'm glad that the afternoon works good for you because I know that I was doing a lot of late night live streams, and my daytime is your nighttime, so this works best for you. So I'm glad I was able to find a medium for you to get to come in here and hang out. Let's see. She's up here a little ways. We got Mom in here. She's always popping in, saying and supporting, and I appreciate that. We got Holland. It ain't a live stream if Holland don't make it in. You know, he makes it official. We had Jamie in here. Thank you, Jamie. I'm trying to get back up here and make sure I hit because I know it's been a little while they went out. We had Sarah in here. Thank you, Sarah, for popping in. We had Chris, my friend over at 80s Made. He popped in today. Another one of my favorite YouTubers. He doesn't buy into that FOMO crap. He doesn't buy into that it has to be Stillbrook or bust crap anymore. We had Anthony in here, another one of my favorite YouTube channels, always talking about really cool horror stuff, showing off really cool things in his collection. Another one of my favorite YouTubers that just shows off really cool stuff is Tony over at Basement Blues. Thank you for popping in as well. We have Video Gizmo in here today as well. We have my friend Corey in here. And we had JPRPH1 in here this afternoon. I don't think I missed anyone. If I did, I super apologize. I tried to pop up and get as many as I could. Eli, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate the kind words. Yes, we got Brian's channel right there. Brian's got a great channel. Just did a really cool Star Wars video today. Go check that out. If you're a Star Wars fan, you'll dig it. He just shows off some cool stuff. We got Davey in here. Thank you, Davey. Another one. I want to thank him for popping in. We're ending it right now. I was just kind of giving my thank yous for everyone popping in today. Davey, thank you, my friend. Another one that I really dig what he does over at his channel. If you guys aren't subscribed to him, please go hit him up. He does late night with the Davey, and when there's no time to do the late night, he does the daytime with the Davey. And like I said, he's just one of my more favorite newer channels that I've discovered in the last, oh hell, I say newer. I probably 9 months I've been following Davey. A lot of fun over on his channel, and he's always talking really cool stuff. So go check Davey out. Thank you, Davey, for always popping in, my friend. Got some highs back and forth. Like I said, guys, thank you all. I'm going to get on out of here. I'm going to go enjoy the rest of my Saturday with the fam. We're going to maybe watch a movie, you know? Maybe you guys should go watch a movie too. That's the easiest thing to do on a Saturday afternoon. Kick back, relax, watch a scary movie, maybe turn off all the lights and enjoy it. I'm just letting everybody get their hellos and everything popped in here and their channel shares. Like I said, I got some great people in chat today. Stay away from that Boone's Farm, dude. I haven't had it. Like, that was the first thing I ever drank. Like I said, I was like, I don't know, I was real young. I've not had it probably since then. Because I remember the first time I was like, yeah, man. I went to school that week. I was like, I had some Boone's Farm, and they were like, oh, you had bitch beer? And I was like, oh, well, I'll never drink that again. So I never drank it again. So yes, yeah, man. I'm telling you, Davey's got one of the best channels on the tube. I'm very, very proud to call him a YouTube acquaintance. Maybe that's our correct way to state it without overstepping lines. I never want to overstep lines and say, hey, this person's my friend and they got my back. Like, I never want to like do any of that stuff. Like, because I had somebody get mad at me one time. They're like, hey, I never said that we were friends. I actually had somebody message me on Instagram before and say that. So, but hey, I mean, my regulars are my friends. You guys pop up. And like I said, I always just want to thank you guys. Thanks for popping in here, hanging out with me on a Saturday, giving me some chill time to kill. There we go. There's his movie for the week, Infinity, baby. So I know people do be wilding. They be like, oh, you can't call me your friend. And I'm just like, well, hell, you called me out on a video. I thought we were friends. I thought you gave me a shout out for a reason. Yeah, whatever, man. If I hurt feelings, they'll just unsubscribe. Right? Anyways, like I said, guys, have a great Saturday. I got a couple of things. We're going to end this off with some fun little things. Because, we're going to start doing this now.
Allow me to introduce each one of you, because after all, you each play an equal role in this establishment.
Y'all gotta bring big baby his money. Bring big baby his money. Bring big baby, bring big baby, bring big baby his money.
Shut up!
A lot of whoop whoop, a lot of it, man. And hell, as you come in, I mean, it's more like a high, but it's a whoop whoop all the way down through the road.
Right here, after this one, guys.
Whoop whoop! Whoop whoop! Whoop whoop!
Because the native hydro keeps changing me. These kids out here, they got their own way of talking and their own way of, it's like, it's definitely some cult shit.